Greetings. This is Justin Allen, the Elite Nurse Practitioner. Welcome to the Elite Nurse Practitioner Show, podcast dedicated to nurse practitioner entrepreneurism and achieving financial freedom, where I talk directly with nurse practitioners who need help. Listen up, our market is saturated. Jobs can be scarce. We are underpaid. We are undervalued. We are taken advantage of by the sharks within the healthcare system, and frankly, screw that. I'm sick of it, and it's time for a change. And listen, I'm here to help make that happen. We are powerful. We can forge a path where we are in control of our career and ultimately our financial and personal well-being. You do not need to submit to healthcare administrators and your doctor overlords. You do not have to take a measly salary. You do not have to work 50 to 60 hours a week. There is a different way, and I'm here to show you that path. This podcast is raw and unfiltered. I have not talked to the nurse practitioners in this podcast prior to the call outside of an email exchange to schedule the episode. What you're about to listen to is a consultation session between a nurse practitioner and myself. It is real, it is unscripted, it is unplanned, and I have no idea what we're going to talk about. Anything and everything can happen during our conversation. The nurse practitioners in these episodes are struggling with an issue in their professional or financial life, and they have reached out to me for help. My goal is to help the nurse practitioner with actionable advice that will enhance and improve their professional, business, and financial life. My other goal is to hopefully help my nurse practitioner sisters and brothers build a more productive, powerful, and free life. So I hope the content and information within these podcast episodes does just that. All right, onto the episode. Hello, everyone. Today we'll be talking to Caroline, who is an adult nurse practitioner. Currently, she operates her own wellness clinic, providing hormone replacement therapy, IV infusions, and weight loss. She started this practice just a few months ago, and it is not doing very well. She is needing assistance with getting more patients to the door, and is finding her marketing efforts are not working very well. Hey, Caroline, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thanks for hopping on here. So let's get to it. So just tell us a little bit about yourself. How long you've been a nurse practitioner for, and what kind of things you've been doing.
All right. Well, I'm from Louisiana originally. I moved to Tennessee after I got my doctorate in 2019. I've been a critical care nurse for 13 years. And when I first graduated with my doctorate, I worked in critical care during COVID. That was very heartbreaking, and I got really tired of the death and the dying. And I've always wanted to do wellness, so I started working at a men's health clinic, really loved hormone replacement therapy and wellness in general, and then decided to go off on my own, open my own clinic just a few months ago.
Cool deal. All right. So how's it going?
It's very slow, very slow.
Okay. So you opened this up about 2 or 3 months ago. How many patients do you have?
I have 13 testosterone patients and 2 weight loss patients. That is it.
Gotcha. Do you have a whole lot of competition?
Not that much. I mean, so there's a few large cities around me with a population of roughly 600,000 people. And there's probably 10 clinics that do a similar thing. A lot of them don't have any visibility on Google. So if you don't know about them, you're not going to see them.
Gotcha. So you don't have a whole lot of competition then, is what you're telling me.
No, not a ton. No.
Not a ton. Right. All right. Okay. And this is cash only, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So out of the, dozen patients that you have, how did they find you?
A few of them I had known from my previous job. They found me. And then some found me on Google. I have worked very hard to improve my SEO.
Okay.
And, I'm still not getting any calls, but, I've gotten a few.
So they just found you on Google. They were searching for you and they were able to find you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that tells you that patients are actively searching, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how do we optimize that then? Right. I mean, there's lots of people looking for these services. I mean, not even marketing whatsoever. And as long as you're number one on the, on a Google search, you're going to get calls on a daily basis. There's a lot of patients that are looking for this stuff. And there's over 500,000 people in the county that you're in. I mean, there's thousands, well, maybe not thousands, but there's definitely hundreds, if not thousands that are, of men looking for care. Right.
Yeah.
So they're searching. So why aren't they calling you? So, yeah, where are you ranking? What happens when you search for for men's health in your area?
Well, let me tell you what I've done. Okay. So originally when I opened the business, it was under a different name and I had to change it because I didn't realize there was another company that had it trademarked. So June 1st, I changed the name of the company and then I worked my butt off on my website and search engine optimization on Google Ads, all those things. And I am now ranked in my city number 2 on Google. And in the area there's another large city next to me, I'm ranked number 4.
Okay, so I mean you're up there. So you type in men's health, you type in testosterone replacement therapy clinic near me or whatever, you're popping up.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So the ones that are above you, what are they doing that you aren't? Do they just have a lot more reviews?
They actually have none.
They have none.
None. And every patient I've had is 10 out of 14 of them have written me reviews. Yeah, I guess maybe they've just been on there longer. I don't know.
Right.
But I'm working on it.
So any of the men's health clinics in your area then, do they have reviews? I mean, surely to God, there's someone in the area that has 50 or 100 reviews or something. Is there anything like that at all?
Well, in the city that I'm in, the number 1 spot, they have no reviews. In the general area, like within a 20-mile radius of where I'm at, I'm ranked number 4 and I have 10 reviews. The other 2 have no reviews. And then one of them has over 150 reviews.
Okay. So potentially more patients are going to that, gravitating towards that. Are there any keyword search ads? So someone types in men's health. Is there a men's health clinic ad, as the number 1 result?
Yes.
Probably is. Yeah. Okay. That could be,
there's a few.
There's a few. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that could be taking some away. Okay. Have you done any search ads yet?
Yeah. Yes. I have Google search ads, many different keywords. I've really paid attention to your podcasts and your courses and put all of that into the works. Like I have an ad at a golf course on the first hole. I have flyers, business cards. I've sent them out to gyms, barbers, restaurants, bars. I put 2 ads in the local paper. I did radio ads. I've done interviews on the radio, advertised on Facebook, advertised on Google, improved my search engine optimization. And then I'm on every local group I can find on Facebook. Like I'm posting. So I'm really pushing it. Yeah. And my marketing budget is running dry at this point because I have really pushed it the first 2.5 months.
Right. And the thing that's working the most is free.
It is free.
Just having a Google business listing, right?
Yeah. And I mean, I know the Google reviews are a big deal. So I offer every patient, free B12 shot if they do a Google review. Then it's, it's helping.
Sure. Okay. So listen, I mean, you're doing everything. It sounds like, it sounds like you're doing everything. So the question here is there someone else that you don't know of that's taking patients, that's getting more patients than you? Or is it just maybe, it is summertime right now? I mean, you opened up in May.
Yeah, this business is slower in summer. And I know that from previous years' experience.
It's right. Yeah. It just is. I mean, most wellness practices in general are kind of slower in the summer. People are going on vacations and there's family stuff and et cetera, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just wondering here, are just a lot of people searching for you right now? Or maybe they're just not. Maybe it's just that time of year. Maybe it's a timing thing. Because it sounds like
might be.
It might be. It sounds like you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, and on my Google, my business, I've gotten 250 hits in the last 4 weeks. So people are visiting my website, and I made sure that my price point is, competitive in the area and all the things. So it wasn't a deterrent. But they're just not calling or coming in. And I know it's slow in the summer. I know. I hope it picks up, but I don't know if there's anything else I'm missing that I could be doing.
Right.
Not sure.
Well, I mean, you're 2.5 months in. Okay. You dealt with a few major holidays, Memorial Day and July 4th. So you can't even really even count those weeks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just really can't, So in reality, you've only been open like 8 weeks. Okay. Like, think about it that way. Like, seriously, like, just think about it objectively here. Like, logically, no one's calling you. Then July 4th this year was, in the middle of the week, and it was a long weekend, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't even really even count those, the Memorial Day week and the July 4th week. You really can't even count those. So you've been open for 8 weeks and you already have 13 patients. Now, I'm thinking back, I mean, this was 5 years ago when I started my men's health clinic, but I'm thinking back, I think by the end of month 2, I was probably at a similar number.
Okay.
The first couple months was pretty slow. We didn't really start picking up until probably 4 or 5 months in is when we started actually like, wow, okay, now I see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really hoping that it'll pick up like once all the kids start going back to school next month. And
right.
In the past, it's always been a lot busier in the fall. When I've worked at, other men's health practices, but
fall around the new year is usually, it is busy. The holidays, usually it slows down some, there's a little lull there typically in like February where it's a little slow, but, I'm just thinking maybe it's just that time of year. It sounds like you're doing everything you could possibly do, unless there's some sort of disconnect here with your website or something. Like, do you have men's health in your name? Like, do you have is it obvious what you do?
Oh, absolutely. The name is Peak TRT. So
it's pretty damn obvious what you do.
It's quite very clear. I wanted it to be crystal clear.
Now the thing is though, TRT, some people might not know what that means. Okay.
That's true. But usually the guys who are researching it, they figure it out pretty quick.
They typically do, right? But with TRT in the name and not testosterone or men's health, that could be potentially affecting your rankings and your visibility. So what I would do is I would just put a little hyphen colon or whatever, Peak TRT colon men's health and testosterone clinic.
Okay.
That's literally logging into your Google business listing account and just changing it. It will take
that's great. Oh, yeah. 2 seconds.
It'll take you 5 minutes. Yeah, not even 5 minutes. It'll take you 2 seconds. Exactly. Right. Try that.
Okay. That's a great idea.
That potentially helps. Get into your website and add a subheading to your, to the name of the practice as well on your website. Just try to make it as painfully obvious. The headings for the SEO standpoint, the headings should have the keywords in it too. So if the heading of the website's, Peak TRT, make sure you put colon men's health and testosterone clinic or something. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Men's health, testosterone, and weight loss clinic. If you're going to be doing some weight loss as well.
I am. And my goodness, is it hard to get semaglutide right now? Whew.
Yeah. It is what it is. Right. The pharmaceutical companies kind of scared a bunch of people and, suing clinics and all that stuff. And, at the end of the day, they can't. It was cease and desist letters. This is my understanding. It was just cease and desist letters. It was because those clinics were using those brand names on their website, but offering compounded meds.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to. You can still do it. People are freaking out for no reason. So, it's hard. It's a shortage. I mean, there's the demand is so high. A lot of pharmacies just don't have it.
I know. And I log in because some of them will only open ordering twice a week and you cannot even log in. The website crashes every Tuesday and Thursday.
Really?
Oh, yes. I've been trying for weeks.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. We're still getting at our practice right now. But we have a very high volume and stuff. So, pharmacies prioritize high volume clinics and clinics who've been established with them for a long time. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. You're a new clinic. Okay. Well, anyways, though, so maybe just doing a quick little thing like that might help, because I don't want you dumping more money in a bunch of ads and stuff. Like, the only thing that I would want you to spend money on right now from a marketing standpoint is if you can get some paid advertising in some gyms or some bars or some restaurants or something, on the TV screens or whatever. Mm-hmm. If you can do something like that, that's typically a good return on investment. We have ads out at barbershops, in gyms, above the treadmills on the TV screens, in restaurants and bars on the TV screens and above the urinals. Like, it costs us a few $100 a month or something, and we get patients from it. It more than pays for itself, right? So, even if it costs us $300 a month and we get 2 patients out of it, it more than pays for itself, right?
Yeah.
And we do get that many patients from it. We get more than that. So that's cheap and it's effective. A Google search ad is generally cheap and effective. Just budget $500 a month to it. Make sure that it's painfully clear what it is, and, follow it. Make sure that you're looking at the data on the back of the Google, the Google Ads account. Make sure you're following that ad, and make sure that it's actually converting. Make sure people are actually clicking on it. Make sure, tracking the phone calls from it, et cetera, right? You want to make sure that it's effective.
Okay.
Do that. And then, maybe a billboard or something on the interstate. Those are generally expensive, but doing it for just a few months, oftentimes will be worthwhile because a lot of people will see it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I hope everyone's enjoying the episode so far. I just wanted to take a quick break to thank everyone listening, and also give a big thank you to all of my social media followers and email subscribers. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to our email list at www.elitenp.com, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Email subscribers will receive updates on new weekly podcast episodes, multiple weekly articles we publish, new courses, and everything else related to helping you succeed. Remember, all Elite Nurse Practitioner courses are designed to help you build a niche practice, increase your financial strength, and to break free from the rat race. If I can break free, and then other countless nurse practitioners can break free, then so can you. Additionally, please share this podcast with your other nurse practitioner sisters and brothers out there. The more NPs that venture out on their own, the stronger our profession will become. Now, let's get back to the episode.
What do you think about setting up a table and doing like local fairs or 5Ks, things like that? Do you think that helps at all?
I've talked to some people who've done it, and they're like, I maybe got a couple patients from it or something, but a lot of people say it was just a waste of time. I've never done it personally. I don't want to go sit there for 4 to 6 hours or whatever. I just don't think it's best use of my time.
Yeah, I don't want to either, but I'm like, well, I'll do anything at this point.
Right. You'd be better off. You'd be better off spending that time developing a relationship with a gym owner and seeing if you can get some ads, above the treadmills or something like that. That'd be more better use of your time.
There's actually a gym nearby. One of the owners of the gym referred a patient to me, and I don't even know him. So I'm going to go up there and talk to him.
Yeah, go over there, thank him, and see what you guys can work out.
Yeah.
There's generally local marketing companies who have contracts with lots of, stores and restaurants and stuff like that. And you pay that marketing company, and they put those ads in, restaurants and bars and gyms and whatever on the TV screens. So there's usually, there are marketing companies like that out there. You just got to find them.
Okay.
Yeah, they can be hard to find. A lot of times they'll have like all boards or something like that in the name, or bulletin, or something like. Yeah, so you might want to maybe look see if there's something like that in your area. But you could just call some marketing agencies and see if they have any connections in terms of that goes, or go to some gyms, go to some bars and some restaurants, or whatever. Look at the screens, look at the stuff in the bathrooms or whatever, and see if there's ads there. If there are ads there, there usually will be like a small section of who runs those. Take a screenshot of that number and then call them.
Yeah. Next week, I think I only have like one appointment. So I was going to spend the entire week doing that.
Good. Yeah. Get out there and just start driving around, looking around, and see if you can, develop some relationships with some people.
Okay.
That's free. It's just, boots to the ground marketing. It just takes time. And sometimes all it takes is one or two, referral sources. Once you get one or two police officers or firefighters or whatever in your practice, it can grow really fast.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Yeah. You just got to get a couple key people in there. So yeah, I don't think I don't think I beat myself up too much over this. I think you're on track. You're not killing it, but you're not drowning either. I mean, it would be nice if you were busier, right? Of course, everyone wants to make $100,000 a month, but sometimes that takes a few years to get there. So,
Yeah.
So
well, it
don't,
makes me feel better.
yeah. Seriously, don't beat yourself up over this, okay?
Okay. So this is not that abnormal. Got it.
It's really not. I mean, it's pretty normal between 12 and 20 patients, month 2 or 3. It's really, you're on track. It's slow, but that snowball attraction should start at some point. You're too small for word of mouth to really be doing a whole lot for you right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did work really hard to get as high as I could on Google. So hopefully I'll move up to the number 1 spot here in the next few months. That might help.
It'll pay off. How long have you had your website up?
Since May 1st, but I didn't really dig into the SEO optimizing until like June 1st when I had to change the. Well, it's because I had to change the name. So I knew I had to. So I just waited until I picked a name and registered it. And then, so this is only like 6 weeks in and I've gotten to the number 2 spot.
Okay. Listen, this can take months to happen.
Yeah.
It just takes forever for the little Google bots and stuff to go through your site and, just a bunch of algorithms. It just takes time. So you're just, I honestly think you just need to be a little bit more patient. That's all. That's really all.
Okay.
I think that needs, that's it. So with that said, don't spend a whole lot of money on marketing right now.
Yeah, I've cut most of it out other than, like the golf course ad that's going to be up for a year.
Yeah, it's cheap too. It really wasn't, not really a whole lot of money.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So with that out of the way, I'm generally curious. So you are not are you working at all right now, or is this just the only thing you're doing?
This is my job.
This is your job right now. Okay. So where are you at? So where are you at financially? Are you struggling here right now? Do you have a spouse? I mean, you have some savings. What's going on?
Yeah, my husband makes pretty good money and I pay myself the least amount possible, just enough to cover my half of the bills. So I'm not really paying myself very much and I'm okay with that. I just want to make sure that I can cover all the business expenses. And I have a very large clinic. It's 3,500 square feet. It is huge.
My goodness.
I know. I didn't need this, but in the area, I looked for 2 months trying to find a spot and everything was over, 4,000 or more a month, even for like 1,000 square feet space. It was insane. So this one was on the 2nd floor and I got it for $1,900 a month and I rent out office space. So it covers my rent and some of the utilities. So I'm doing what I can to keep the expenses as low as possible.
Oh yeah. 3,500 square feet. That's a big office.
Yeah, but it was only $1,900 a month. So I was like, okay.
Right. Do you have, that just reminded me, do you have a sign out on the road or anything? I mean, people even know you're there?
Yes, I have street signs. Yes.
Right. And it's visible. It's not just one of those like little tiny little signs.
No, it's one of the big, those big ones. And then you'll have a whole bunch of different, because it's in an office like complex.
Right. So people can see it though, or do they have to really look for it?
They can see it. And I'm in a busy part of town. So there's a lot of traffic in the area, people driving past and it's big enough to see. Okay. And I'm right on the street. So
you might want to maybe think about getting like, I don't know, some flags or something like that, and put them out there during the day.
Mm-hmm.
If you can.
Yeah, I can. There's a vape shop near me and they have them out. So okay. I could probably put one out there.
Yeah. Just go out there every day and put it up like a little banner flags or something. Men's Health and Testosterone Clinic now seeing patients or something like, that's cheap and easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So financially speaking here, it sounds like your husband is able to kind of keep you guys afloat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're not super worried about it. That's a good position to be in. To be honest with you, I think for you to get to the point where you can actually do a men's health clinic like this in a full-time capacity, I think you're a couple years away from that, just because I mean, you know how easy men's health is. It's not that hard. Like
No,
you're
it's
not
not.
spending an hour with each patient every single time they come in, Um, so with that said, you might want to maybe consider, a little part-time job or something if there's anything available. If you need it.
I mean, yeah, I could. But as of right now, with the cash I have, if I stay where I'm at, where I think I'm only really like, I mean, I've sold more every month. The first month it was like 2,000, then last month was 4. This month I'm on track to do like 4,500. So let's just say my sales were 4,500. I'm good until like February. So I've got enough money. And that's, if my business just stayed exactly the way it is and I didn't, obtain more patients. So I got a long ways, I feel like, and I know it'll get
Oh
better.
yeah, I mean, you got 5, 6 more months. I mean,
Yeah.
you're good. Yeah. Yeah, because this was recording, July of 2023. So, yeah, I mean, you're more than good then. And by the time February comes around, you're going to be making a lot more money than $4,500. And you're just going to be,
Yeah. I
you
just
should.
kind of like did my forecast as if nothing changed from right now. So
Sure.
I knew
No.
if I ran out of money.
Yeah. Be very, very modest about it. That's smart. Don't have crazy expectations. As with anything in life, you're not going to be disappointed if you don't have any kind of crazy expectations, right? It's a recipe for happiness, really. So just don't have any kind of crazy expectations here. And I think that's good modest prediction. I'd say maintain that, but in reality, February comes around, you should be making 10,000 a month plus, I would imagine.
I hope so. And then, I still have a couple of office spaces in here that I can rent out. So that helps a lot.
Are you
Covering
renting
the
that to
bills.
other healthcare providers or what?
Yes. Right now I'm renting 3 office spaces to a company that does home health care. Like they teach other people how to open home health care businesses. And then I have a few more spaces that I haven't rented yet. But,
Gotcha.
I put ads out like chiropractor, massage therapist, anybody want to rent some rooms,
Gotcha. That's smart. I mean, especially if it's helping you cover rent.
Yeah. I'm doing everything I can.
Yeah, you are. I mean, it sounds like you're, being pretty scrappy here. That's good.
Well, I've really listened to almost every single one of your podcasts, and I've watched almost all of your videos, the courses.
Yeah.
So I've really taken what you've said and tried to apply it the best way I could. So I thank you, because it really has helped a lot. I learned way more than I ever thought that I could about business and opening a clinic and just like how to, finances and the marketing. And you've been a huge lifesaver and help through all of that.
Nah, it's a pleasure to help. I mean, it's years and years of experience, condensed down into a few hours of a course, right? It's just everything that you need to know for the most part. And I'm proud of you for using the advice and actually taking some action here now. I think that I just think you just need to be a little bit more patient at this point. I really think it's just sometimes it just takes a little bit longer than other people. Don't especially when you start listening to some of these podcasts. We talk. Like the last podcast that I did, talking to someone who's making $100,000 a month just about in, with a men's health clinic, but it took her 3 years to get there.
Sure.
Yeah. So just try not to compare yourself with the success of others. Just because, sometimes, some businesses are at the right place at the right time, and they just take off super quick. You might not be at the right place at the right time. So you just have to give it a little bit more time, right? You have to just be a little bit more patient. Yeah. So that's just, that's starting a business. You never know until you actually do it and start. You can do as much research and you can do as much due diligence as you possibly, as you possibly can. But at the end of the day, no one can know, no one can predict anything until you actually do it. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Oh, and there is one thing that I want everybody to know that I did not know. So if you're going to hire an attorney to form your business, before you write the name down, make sure you look on the registry that name is not already taken. And I don't mean like in your state. I mean, what's the word?
with the Secretary of State or trademark?
No. Trademark. Make sure you check the trademark registry because the lawyers do not check that. And that's where I screwed up when I first named my company. They checked within the state, which was fine, but they didn't check the trademark registry. It's free. It takes 2 seconds. You can do it yourself online. So before you name your business, check that registry so that you don't get letters from lawyers.
Yeah.
Because I got one.
Yeah. You're paying an attorney. You think they would do that, right?
They don't. They don't check it. So that's one thing you should do.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. All right, well, this is a pretty short episode. It's kind of straight to the point. I think you just need a little bit of some positive encouragement here. I think you just be patient. So,
all right.
You have, do you have any questions? Any other questions?
No.
No? Okay. I like to end the episode with you asking me a question. Do you have any kind of curiosities or anything you've ever been, a question you ever wanted to ask me that's just outside of, what your problems are?
Well, I knew you were going to ask me that because I've listened to all your podcasts and they've covered a lot of the questions. But one, I guess, I don't know if anybody's ever asked you this, but in your men's health clinic, what's the one thing that sets you apart from your competition?
Honestly, our prices. It's really our prices. It's our prices and the customer service. I couldn't tell you how many patients have come to us and be like, you guys charge like $200 less a month than this other place, and you guys are so much nicer. Like every time I call, someone answers the phone, they're friendly, and I typically get an answer. So that's really what it is. Cheap prices, affordable prices, and just deliver amazing customer service. If you do those two things, you're going to blow your competition out of the water.
All right. That's a great answer.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. Like, there's, when I first opened up my men's health clinic, there wasn't any competition in my city. Someone else opened up one, I don't know, a year or two ago, and they're not really doing all that great. But there was some other ones that were like, an hour, 2 hours away from us. And that was the complaint that we always got. They were like, they're expensive. And, I see a different doctor every single time I go, I go in there. They're assholes every time I call. Like, those are the complaints we always hear time and time again. And those are all the complaints that we hear from men coming to us who were, in some large online telemedicine men's health clinic. Same story. Customer service sucks. You don't, it's expensive. You're not getting what you're paying for and that kind of a thing. So, yeah.
And
so
then you feel like a number, not a person.
You're just a number, right? It's like people freak out and they're always worried about these large telemedicine practices. It's just like, don't worry about that. What you can do compared to them is provide an amazing customer service, like experience. Like they can't do that because they're too damn big.
Yeah, their attrition rate is probably pretty high. People
super high. Oh, I guarantee it. Yeah. So just got to keep that in mind as you're going through this. Make sure you're doing those two things, and you're gonna get busy. It just might take a little time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So cool. Awesome. Well, listen, I appreciate the call. Appreciate your time, and keep me up to date if you want to do a follow-up podcast in like 6 to 12 months, and let us know how you're doing. That'd be awesome.
All right. Great. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care. Thanks.
Bye.
All right. I hope everyone enjoyed the straight to the point, kind of shorter podcast with Caroline. The big thing here, guys, is that sometimes you just got to be patient. Patience is your friend when starting a business, You just have to give it some time. Like, you could be doing everything right. You could be marketing everything. You could be spending money on marketing. You could be doing everything by the book, doing everything right. And sometimes it's just slow. Sometimes it's just completely out of your control. Like, she opened up, during summer, holidays, basically. I mean, what can you do about that? Sometimes it just takes a little time for the traction to get started. Sometimes it takes time for the little snowball of word of mouth to start. Okay. As long as you have some ads out, you're marketing, just be patient. Okay. Don't keep dumping more and more money into, useless marketing gimmicks and tactics. All right. Typically it's not necessary. Sometimes it is best to just stand back and let the natural progression of a business happen. Sometimes it can take 6 to 12 months to really start getting that traction. Sometimes it can take 2 months, right? It's completely out of your control. The right place at the right time. And no one can tell you what the right place is and the right time is, okay? Nobody can. So keep that in mind as you start a business or, opening another location or scaling your business. Sometimes you just gotta be patient. All right, talk to you guys later. Thanks, bye. Thank you for listening to the show. Quick legal disclaimer. The content of this podcast is meant for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be used as legal, financial, medical, regulatory, or practice-specific advice. For information pertaining to your specific legal, financial, medical, or practice-specific needs, please be sure to consult with your lawyer, CPA, medical director, and/or your state's practice laws and the most up-to-date clinical guidelines. As always, do your due diligence when it comes to any information found online and in podcast. The content in this podcast is copyrighted by Galaxy Medical Southwest 2023 and cannot be duplicated, rebroadcasted, or reproduced without our written permission.